What's up? Joey G. Keeping it real loud and louder with Joey G. What's going on, everybody? It's my WrestleMania 31 card and my NFL picks for tomorrow, my NFL playoff picture. But I'm going to go on target with my WrestleMania 31 card right off the bat, and I'm going to tell you what it's going to be and what's going to happen. And it's rumors, but I mean, I would say 80% of this is going to happen. And I think this is definite. I'll go right through it. With the Royal Rumble, Roman Reigns will win the Royal Rumble. I don't know how it's going to happen, but there's talk that Roman Reigns is going to be going into a heel and start playing the heel persona, not full-fledged after WrestleMania. But The Rock is going to have something to do with it. And The Rock is going to kind of go back to being a heel. But The Rock can never be a vicious heel. He's going to go back to being like the Hollywood Rock. Like, he's not going to really wrestle, but he's going to support his cousin Roman Reigns. Like, I heard on rumors coming around that The Rock was going to say, Stone Cold might have passed the torch to John Cena. Well, I'm passing the torch to the Roman Reigns, next to The Rock, the best wrestler, the greatest wrestler, superstar ever. And he's going to conquer the WWE faster than The Rock conquered the WWE. And he'll be off to Hollywood trying to get an Oscar or an Emmy. And this is what I'm saying. Roman Reigns to win the Royal Rumble, all right? I think it'll come down to him and Dean Ambrose. And something like, it'll be kind of cheap, but it's every man for himself. Roman Reigns will throw him out. And I do think Brock Lesnar will keep the title at Royal Rumble in Philadelphia, which I'm going to. Won't beat Cena, whether the match is in a cage or not. I don't know. That's just a rumor about the cage match. But you figure the third match, I would put it in Hell in a Cell, personally. But, you just had the pay-per-view Hell in a Cell, so you put it in a cage match. Even if you don't put it in a cage match, make it no holds barred. Make it something. He holds on to it. Now, either in Philly at the Royal Rumble or No Way Out or Elimination Chamber, whatever they're going to call it, in Memphis in February, you have Lesnar. Something's going to happen. And this is the part of the story where I said The Rock. The Rock's going to beat him up, rock bottom him. Out of nowhere, Seth Rollins comes in, cashes in. Roman Reigns wins the Royal Rumble. Definitely, Seth Rollins is winning the belt. Seth Rollins wins the belt. He's the champion, okay? So far, you guys set it up to be Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins in the main event of WrestleMania. But the last two at the Royal Rumble was Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. So Roman and Dean are both feuding, but Roman's still a face, but kind of going, like looking at he's going to turn that heel turn, saying it was every man for himself, Dean, I'm just doing what you would have did in the Royal Rumble. Like they'll shake hands and then Roman would kick him and throw Dean out. You know what I mean? Or they both fall out at the same time. But either way, the main event of WrestleMania is going to be Seth Rollins defending the WWE World Heavyweight Championship against Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. And as much as I hate to say it, Roman Reigns is going to walk away and win the title, but with The Rock's help in a heel fashion. Just remember, Joey G called it first. Roman Reigns will win the WWE World title against Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, a three-way, the Shield three-way for the WWE World title at WrestleMania 31 in Santa Carla, Silicon Titty Valley, California, baby. Here we come. And that's going to be the main event of WrestleMania. Now, the other matches, from The Rock hitting rock bottom and losing his belt, The Rock and Brock 2, finally, since 2002, we're going to see at WrestleMania. Also, I got Triple H, Hell in the Cell against Randy Orton. As you see, it's been blowing up Triple H and Randy Orton for so long. To go back to when Randy Orton won his first world title over 10 years ago now. 10 years ago, 2004, SummerSlam, 10 SummerSlams ago in Toronto, Canada, when Chris Benoit was the world champion, when the world title was on Raw and the WWE title was on SmackDown, held by JBL at that time. But on Raw, the champion was Chris Benoit since WrestleMania. Then at SummerSlam, that Raw, Randy Orton won the Battle Royal to get the title shot, the world title shot at SummerSlam. One RKO, 1, 2, 3, pins him. He's the champion. Next night on Raw, everybody remembers the story. He was on Batista's shoulders. Flair and Triple H were cheering. Then Triple H went like this, then he went. And then Batista put him back. Then all of Evolution started beating him up. And then through the years, him and Triple H went through a feud then. And Randy Orton was the face. Triple H was was the heel. And then they feuded again. Remember when Randy punted Vince in the head? You know what I mean? And RKO'd Stephanie. Punted Shane in the back. Was going to punt Stephanie. And that was at WrestleMania 25, the 25th anniversary. Triple H was the WWE champion. Randy Orton was the heel. My best friend Buddha, my best friend H. Diesel, my investors for the show. They were holding the wet t-shirt contest for my show. They were there at Reliance Stadium where the Houston Texans play. That was the real main event of that night was The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels won. But the main event, the last match, was Triple H, the WWE champion, against Randy Orton. And Triple H ended up punting Randy Orton and winning. But as you see, the feud has been starting, and it's really before WrestleMania last year when Stephanie got knocked down and Triple H pedigreed Randy Orton. Even though, you could say, when 2 SummerSlams ago when Daniel Bryan finally won, and then he turned on Daniel Bryan, and Triple H basically handed the WWE title to Randy Orton. You know what I mean? And then Randy Orton won both belts together. And that's another thing. They might be bringing back the world title. I'll bring that up on another show. But Randy Orton versus Triple H, Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania as well. It's going to be a lot of WrestleMania of some matches that you've seen already, but they're going to be good. Another match, you're going to think, well, who's John Cena going to fight? I'm going to tell you right now. It's going to be John Cena and Batista one-on-one at WrestleMania. I heard it 2 times, and I was like, that don't really make sense, but now I do, and the storyline based on that Batista's coming back. I don't know if he's going to be back at the Royal Rumble, but he'll be back by the Elimination Chamber, no way out. I think around then he'll be out. He might come in the Royal Rumble and be a surprise. I would doubt he would win it again. I really would. I mean, after what happened in Pittsburgh, imagine with us Phillies. I mean, I would be cheering, but rest of them, because I like Batista. I always have liked Dave. But imagine what Philly would do. But I look at this match as, if you go back to Royal Rumble 2005, it came down to them two. And the Raw referee, they both fell out at the same time. Batista was going up to give Cena the Batista bomb, and Cena kind of pushed forward, and they both fell out. And really, if you look back on the tape, Batista fell out first. I mean, it was real close, but Cena did win. I mean, he did. I mean, it was storyline to both of them fall out the first time, but me and Buddha were watching it the other day. And, Batista got Cena up for the Batista bomb, and Cena pushed forward. This is when Cena was on SmackDown, and Batista was on Raw. And Cena fell out. But then the referees, the SmackDown referees, would put up Cena's hand. And most of the fans were cheering Cena. And then Batista was getting cheered, but they were cheering Cena more. And at that time, Cena wasn't being shoved down our throats. I mean, he was on the second show, SmackDown. Even though at that time, 2005, Raw was starting to get better. You know what I mean? Randy Orton was getting big. Batista was coming on. You know what I mean? Raw was getting better. But SmackDown was the better show. I still think from 2002 to 2005, SmackDown was the A show. I mean, because all Raw was Triple H and Shawn Michaels. And Goldberg and Benoit. And then towards the end, Randy Orton and Edge. You know what I mean? And then when Cena got there, I would say, yeah, when Cena got there and the reformation of DX, then Raw took back over. Yeah. So, definitely, I mean, and I could see that, John Cena and Batista, Stone Cold, like Batista said at WrestleMania 26 when they fought. Stone Cold looked right past me and passed the torch to you. And I could see them having a match like a grudge, like Batista saying, remember they had that last match at Over the Limit 2010 when Batista left. He came out in the wheelchair, and Bret Hart, and then he said, I quit. And Batista, could say, I said I quit, and you still threw me off the thing, and if you look at it, they both won their first world titles at WrestleMania 21. Cena was the match before Triple H and Batista. Cena beat JBL for the WWE title. If you remember, it was in the Staples Center. Cena didn't even get that much of a pop. When Batista, the next match, when Batista fought Triple H for the world title, the Raw main event, the Staples Center, the roof almost came off when Batista won the world title. But they were shoving Batista down our throat. They weren't shoving Cena down our throat. Well, maybe on SmackDown they were. But Raw, we all know, was the main show. It was live on Monday night. No matter how good SmackDown was, how much the WWE Universe, and we all know SmackDown was, I'm even going to go and say it was better from 2002 to 2007. I think SmackDown was the better show. Then in 2008, SmackDown started to go back down the pipes. Batista got dragged back to Raw. And then it was just like the smaller guys on SmackDown. You know what I mean? Like, I love CM Punk. He's the best in the world. But it was Punk, Jeff Hardy, Edge. I mean, I love Edge. I mean, Edge and CM Punk, two of my favorite wrestlers. But I mean, like, I like Jeff too. But it seemed like the bigger superstars were on Raw, and like the SmackDown was back to the B show, and it was. And the world title went back to SmackDown. Well, went to SmackDown, and the WWE title, the original title, which was the world title, was bigger than the WWE title when it was on Raw. But then when it went to SmackDown, it was kind of the second title because the WWE title has always been the number one title, and it was even the number one title when it was on the B show. But now it's back on the A show, 2005. And then Raw took back over. But yeah, that's why I see John Cena and Batista fighting from past rivalries. Now let me get on to this. Also, I see Ryback fighting Sheamus because Sheamus is coming back in a heel role. I think that'll be a great match. Money in the Bank match featuring Adrian Neville, Sami Zayn, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods. Who else? Tyler Breeze, Kenta, or Hidomi Nomi, Finn Boyle, a.k.a. Prince Devet, R-Truth. And I'm going to go with a surprise jinker, Jeff Hardy. I think Jeff Hardy's going to return to WWE. Matter of fact, I don't know. I'm just guessing. Jeff Hardy's going to make a surprise return for WrestleMania's Money in the Bank or at the Royal Rumble. But I'm saying, in my opinion, I think Jeff Hardy will make a surprise return. And Mark Henry versus Big E at WrestleMania. I think this year's WrestleMania is going to be pretty good. And also for the Intercontinental title. Daniel Bryan won't get a shot right back, but Daniel Bryan versus Dolph Ziggler, which I think will steal the show at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental title. Because they're not going to give Daniel Bryan a shot right back at the title right away. There's too many superstars. With all the young NXT stars coming up, with a lot of other TNA stars coming over, there's just too many people for little ass Daniel Bryan to be the king of all the big men. It's just too small. Or, yeah, too big. What am I saying? Yeah. That's too small, you know what I mean, for Daniel Bryan. Too many people for Daniel Bryan to be the world champion, you know what I mean? So put him in a match with Dolph Ziggler, and they will tear. There's no roof on Levi Stadium where the 49ers play, but they will rip down Levi Stadium, Dolph Ziggler and Daniel Bryan for the IC title. These are my WrestleMania 31 matches, and matches that I've heard linked on the internet. Triple H and Randy Orton, Hell in the Cell, The Shield, a three-way main event for the WWE World title. Sad thing is, though, Roman pain in the ass would win. I'd want Dean Ambrose or I'd want Seth Rollins to keep it. But Seth is going to cash in on Brock either at Royal Rumble, on Raw, or SmackDown after Royal Rumble, because when SmackDown goes Thursdays, it's going to be big. And that's why I think Seth Rollins is going to cash it in on one of the first SmackDowns on Thursday night. Going into WrestleMania, Seth Rollins will be the WWE World Champion, defending it against Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose in the main event, three-way, The Shield, for the WWE World title, with Seth Rollins as the WWE World Champion. Real quick, and also I said the other big match is The Rock versus Brock 2. Finally, and The Rock gets his win because Brock's going to UFC. Imagine, and CM Punk's in UFC too. I think CM Punk and Brock are going to actually end up really fighting at UFC. And that is something that I'm going to have to, hopefully by that time I'll be well endured and I'll be out in LA. And I could somehow be a part of that and do some story creative writing on that. Because that'll be awesome. CM Punk and Brock Lesnar in a real ass fight. Brock Lesnar looks like he could probably kill him. But Phil Brooks, CM Punk, can fight. And that's his name in UFC. Phil CM Punk Brooks. Brock Lesnar just goes by his name, Brock Lesnar. But real quick, I'm going to do an NFL picks for you tomorrow. But real quick, let me do them. For the division, I'm going to do the important games. The Lions and Packers, I would love for the Lions to win, but I think the Packers are going to win it. And see some other tight games. Bengals or the Steelers at Bengals for the AFC North. I think the Steelers win at 11-5. They got that game. I think the Eagles, even though it doesn't mean nothing, they're at the Giants. I think the Eagles are going to smoke the Giants like 34-0, but it doesn't mean nothing because they're both the Eagles, Giants, and the Steelers, my three favorite teams, but at least the Steelers are in there. And see some other big games. I got the Cowboys losing because, they already wrapped up that third seed. I got the Falcons and Panthers. They're playing in Carolina, I think, but I think the Falcons will win. They'll go 7-9 and win the NFC South, and the Eagles are going to be sitting home at 10-6. It's disgusting. It pisses me the fuck off. But more NFL reports. I gave you the WrestleMania 31 card. WEC t-shirt contest January 16th. This is Joey G. I'm out. Peace.